Okay, so the Massey's gone, and moving on with my two deers now, uh, and that is the future of my tractor situation as we know it. But anyway, um, gonna give y'all an update on the Heston Massey Ferguson Agco, whatever you want to brand them, square balers. Um, Today is January 22nd. It's Sunday. Uh, I have purchased a baler. And the particular baler that I have purchased um, is not one that has been mentioned on here yet. And there's a bit of a story behind that that I was going to share with you guys because there is a particular subscriber of mine that I will leave remaining anonymous, but that is a subscriber of mine. Excuse me. And uh, he he's the sole reason I wound up with this particular baler. Uh, but anyway, today's Sunday, so this past Monday, um, uh, I bought the baler. But the Friday before that is when this YouTube subscriber called me. Friday evening, I was on my way home from work, and I got a phone call from a little bit south of here, and I answered it, and like I said, it was a YouTube subscriber who watches my YouTube channel, and he had a little bit of information for me. He um, he knew of a guy that he has a dealership about 2 hours south of here. Um, he is a Massey Ferguson dealer that I did not know about. Now, unfortunately, he don't deal in any of the um, uh, higher horsepower tractors like 5610s, 5700s, and whatnot. He deals in the smaller tractors, and that's probably why I've never run across them before. When you go online and do a dealer search, you usually are searching based on what it is you're looking for. And back when I did those a couple, 3 years ago, it never showed up. I did not know this guy existed, but he has a huge hay equipment inventory, and very knowledgeable guy. But anyway, before I get too sidetracked, this YouTube subscriber shared this guy's phone number with me, and he had watched my videos asking questions about the Heston balers and Rusty the baler that I was looking at getting. And now this subscriber did not know that the baler I purchased existed. Uh, he was just basically uh, sharing this information with me, and he gave me this guy's phone number and pretty much, told me this guy was an expert on balers and that I needed, to call him and see what his recommendations were regarding not only Rusty the baler and whether it was worth getting and fixing, um, or which, if I was going to go with the new baler, which model new baler I was going to get. The 1838 or the 1840. So I meant to call him that next Saturday morning. I got busy, and the day went on, and it was afternoon before I thought about it. So I didn't get around to calling the man till Monday morning, about Monday mid-morning. Now, I was off work that day. It was Martin Luther King Day. Um, and I went and got some more feed in my feed trailer and was just taking care of some other errands around the farm here. And but anyway, I thought to call him, so I called him up, and I gave him my story, my situation, and what I was looking for. getting his thoughts and whatnot. And we talked about the new balers. We talked about the differences in the models. We talked about Rusty, the baler that I was looking at, which uh, based on what I told him, he felt like that baler had a lot of bells through it. So, you know, it didn't seem like it was that wore to me, other than those side plates that were wore real bad. But you know, as it turns out, it has had a lot of bells through it. But I explained the issue with the broke piece, and he explained to me why that happens. That is not the cause of a object going through the baler. And it's kind of a long story to describe, but anyway, it makes perfectly sense why that breaks out, and it's a common thing that happens. Uh, and it basically happens due to negligence of maintaining the baler, involving the knotter brake and the tightness of those bolts that hold that uh, needle carriage and arm on and whatnot. But anyway, we uh, we discussed it, and based on everything I told him, he said it could be anywhere from $2,500 to $3,000 in parts just to get that baler back going. So that discouraged me a little bit on it, and you know, I was told him I was looking at the new balers and whatnot, and he just out of the blue, you know, he said, "Well, I've got a used baler here that is in just really, really good shape." And of course, you know, he's a dealer. I'm thinking salesman. I'm like, well, you know, I gotta see it in person, you know. But long story short, you know, he went over to the baler with me, told me about it, gave me its story, and I'm thinking, yeah, it sounds pretty good. So I asked him if he could take some pictures of it with the phone, text them to me. I thought I wanted to kind of, you know, see for my own self what it looked like a little bit. So he directly got me some pictures, got them on my phone. I looked over them, and now he'd give me a price on the baler. And the price on that baler compared to Rusty the baler was not much difference. And this was a newer baler, and it was a bigger baler. And it had all the options pretty much, except for the bell thrower. Don't have the bell thrower. But anywho, he sent me the pictures. I looked them over, and like I said, I wouldn't really allow him for time that day to go look at something. But once I seen those pictures, I was like, I need to go down there and look at this baler. Like I said, it was 2 hours away, but anyway, I called him back, and they closed at 5, and I said, hey, I can get down there, but it's going to be right at 5. And he's like, well, I'll stay till 5:30 if you think you can get down here. So that's what I did. I got in the truck and hauled tail down there, and I almost got a speeding ticket going down there too. But anyway, that's another story. He let me go, but I didn't get pulled over. But I flew by one, passing somebody, and I thought I'd done it. But anyway, um, yeah. So I got down there at 5:10 that evening, and he had it backed in front of his shop with lights, hooked to the tractor and everything. And we looked over this baler, and he ran it. We did I believe three tie cycles on it. Every one of them tied a knot, uh, and made a, you know, we got it, pulled a loop of twine out of there. It is set up for the plastic twine already, and I mean, I was amazed. I mean, comparing this baler to Rusty the baler, I mean, it was worlds difference. Um, I had a flashlight with me and some things. I went over as much of the baler as I could without taking up too much of his time, because I knew he probably wanted to go home for the day. I couldn't find anything wrong with it. There was one minor issue with it that didn't really affect the operation of the baler, but it did have a small hydraulic seep leak that we kind of figured out what the deal with that was. So he had to order a part, and that's why I don't have it yet. The part hasn't come in yet for that. It was kind of an odd it's something that normally doesn't need to be changed. It's something he don't stock. Although he has a very large parts inventory for these balers, he's well known for these balers and working on them and knowing how to fix them and getting them running. He was telling me of a story of he's got a customer down in Florida that sends his baler or balers up to him every winter to be gone through and worked on and sent back down there. So that says a little bit of something. But anyway, try not to make this too long, but I did agree to buy the baler. Went in and signed the papers on it and down payment and whatnot. So it's just a matter of him getting that part in and fixing that little oil leak. When I get it here, I'll show you what it was and what that was about. But I'm just looking online. I haven't come within $3,000 on that model baler. Any other one I can find, I got it for that $3,000 less than any other one I can find used. And this one, like I said, is. I'll do videos when it gets here and let y'all have a look for yourself. He estimated the baler had less than 20,000 bales through it. So for those of you that understand small square bales and square balers, you know that's not a lot on a used baler. So that was just his guesstimate. I'm no expert on judging that myself, obviously, because I didn't think Rusty the baler had that many issues or had that many bales through it. But anyway, so I went ahead, bought the baler, and he'll get that part in hopefully this week. So I should be picking that baler up next Saturday, and I'll get it here and get some videos and let y'all see which model I wound up with and let you see its condition. But I think a lot of you will agree that I probably made the right decision on this particular baler. Some of you may disagree on me buying this type brand baler, but those of you that do run these, I think you'll agree this was the better choice than the Agco 7110 baler, which I've named Rusty the Baler. I have made, I have not made, I'm going to get that straight. I am going to make an offer, well, let me take it back. I was going to make an offer on the bale thrower off Rusty the Baler. That dealer did tell me he would sell the bale thrower off that baler, but I've been doing some research trying to figure out what the bale thrower is worth, because that dealer asked me to make an offer on it. I may just tell him what I feel like it's valued at, but I don't think I'm going to get the bale thrower. I think I have decided to go the grapple route again. The bale thrower idea was basically, I wanted something where we got done baling, we haul the wagons to the shed, and we're done for the day. But as some of you pointed out, and I kind of knew this myself, but I just kind of started figuring how much time and labor would go into it, and that's why I decided to go back with the grapple. But the bale wagons have got to be unloaded, and it pretty much has to be done by hand if you're going to stack them. So if I go the grapple route, it may interject a little bit more time in the field and getting them here, but I can offload them with the grapple and stack them in the shed. What we used to do in the past, we would fill up the back half of the shed with square bales. I had a hard time keeping the shed filled with square bales because I would sell them about as fast as I could make them. There was days we didn't bring any square bales into the shed. We baled them, they were all gone that day. People would show up in the field with trailers, we'd load them out, and pretty much every bale would be gone. So I still hope to be able to do that, although it may take me, that was probably 3 to 4 years into my hay operation when I was doing that, so I had built up a customer base. I've got to build that back up again, but I hope to get to that point. But this year, I'm going to be planning on putting some in the shed, and so I've got to clean out kind of the back half of the shed, and during that time, some things will have to sit outside um, until I get the bales gone and moved out and whatnot. I need to build another shed. Honestly, that's been something I've been thinking about for years. I'd like to build another shed this size or bigger that I could store rolls and square bales in, you know, half and half. But that'll be down the road. Um, but anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. I wanted to thank that YouTube subscriber um, that called me, shared that information with me. Like I said, he had no idea the guy had this baler, but it led to this baler, and I'm very happy and thankful that he shared that information, and it worked out that way, because I think it's going to be a much better deal for me, and it saved me a minimum of $10,000 to, you know, versus buying, you know, a brand new baler. Uh, and if I had bought the equivalent of this baler now, it would have been, with all the options, it would have been even more than $10,000 more dollars. So I'm very thankful. And I called that guy back that did that evening after I bought the baler, and told him what happened and everything, and you know, thanked him for doing that. So you know, I hear from a lot of my subscribers off and on various things, and I found a lot of you are very good people and very helpful, and I'm glad he didn't hesitate to share that information with me, and it helped me out a lot, and I do really appreciate that. And I appreciate all my subscribers. I appreciate everybody that's contacted me, shared information, thoughts, whatnot over the years, and you know, that's just the good side of YouTube. You know, I see a lot of negative comments and different things from time to time, but you know, and it can get me down sometimes. But there's a lot of good, a lot more good and good people on YouTube that appreciate my videos and are willing to help out and share information than the bad. So I really do appreciate that. But anyway, it's about to rain here. Y'all may have heard it thunder a couple times. There's a storm just passed south of here. But it's just been a rainy, mucky week. So even if I could have got the baler yesterday, I probably wouldn't have went and got it, because it was just a rainy, mucky day, and I really wouldn't want to have been hauling it on the road in the rain. So so far the weather's looking good. You can probably hear the rain coming down. Weather's looking good for next weekend, so hopefully they'll get that part in on it. I'll get it here and get some video of it, and maybe the following week, not this next week, but I don't know when this video is coming up, but a week from now, maybe I'll get some video posted on it and show it to you guys, and y'all can let me know what you think. But anyway, if you've made it this far in the video, I appreciate you watching, and I'm going to stay out of this rain. Thanks for watching. See ya.